Hello, I am Alondra and this is my first video. So if I sound and look a little nervous, it's because it's my first video. But I want to make this video because many people have asked me about my solo trip to Europe, and I made that trip to Europe when I was 21, so back in 2018, and I went on my own. I didn't take anybody. I just took a carry-on, my backpack, and that was it. How did I do it, or what made me do it? Honestly, I was studying for finals. I was going insane. I'm like, oh my god. Like finals weeks, universities, those are stressful. And instead of studying, I started to look at airplane tickets to Europe. And I'm like, okay, wow, they're cheap. I see good deals. And then I asked a couple of people if they wanted to come with me. And they're like, oh, I can't. I have this and that. And then me and my stress and my FOMO said, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. So let's do it. I bought tickets to go to London, Lisbon in Portugal, and Madrid in Spain. And I chose those destinations because of the following reasons. And well, the first thing that you need to do if you're going to travel solo, especially as a female, do your research about the place and city you're going to. I was looking at places that were safe for female travelers. I googled places, I read a bunch of different articles and people's opinions, and I watched vlogs about people that have traveled to those places on their own. I found out that London is a safe place to go to as a solo female traveler. I found out Lisbon is safe as well, in Madrid. And why those three? I'm not saying those are the only safe destinations, but I also wanted to make sure I could speak the language in the countries I could go to, right? So I was like, okay, my first trip, what if anything happens? How can I ask for help, if I don't speak, let's say, French? So I'm like, okay, London, English, Lisbon, Portuguese, Spain, Spanish. So even though my Portuguese is not the best, I'm able to, communicate. So yeah, I decided to do that. Then during that summer, I had an amazing internship. And then my cousin got married. And literally like a day later is when I left. And I got on the airplane. And I was like relaxed, watching movies. Maybe 8 hours later, I was like, oh shit, like what am I doing? Where am I going? And then I said, nah, sit back and relax. There's nothing you can do now. And well, I got to London. I arranged my phone, like a phone service, so I could use it abroad. That's something else that I recommend. Talk to your phone company and see if there's a plan, or if you can pay a little bit extra every day or for a period of time to use your phone abroad. Trust me, that's key. The metro system in London is confusing, but if you're going there, if you've never been there, I advise you to study the map a little bit if you're planning to use the metro system or the tube. And yeah, I did it. A mistake that I made when I got there, or when I went to London, is that I booked my Airbnb almost an hour away from the city center. So yeah, I had to go back to the Airbnb, at night, not super late because I wanted to be safe. But I went after sunset. I left and went back to my Airbnb. Had to be an hour, had to transfer tubes and then take a bus over there. And that's a hassle that you can avoid. So don't make that mistake. Always check the location. And even if places are a little bit more expensive in, in the city center or places nearby, just think about how much money are you going to spend in transportation and how much time it's going to take you, and you can see if it's really worth it or not. And yeah, so London was really nice. It was perfect. I met other people that were traveling solo. However, we all were doing our own things. Yeah, so I visited really amazing places. I am going to attach pictures around here if I find out how to. I'm still learning. But yeah, then next, Lisbon. Oh my god, I fell in love with that city. As soon as I got there, I saw like just people being friendly to each other, like nicely, and I was also really excited. It was my first time being in a Portuguese speaking country, and I was really excited to, practice with locals. And yeah, I am happy I got a hostel because I got to meet other people. I met some girls that were staying in the same room and they were like traveling. And also, when I was exploring on my own, I met local people from Lisbon and they were super friendly. Even at the store, I went to buy a sweater because I was cold. And the guy over there, like, hey, like, I can show you around. I'm about to get out. Oh, like, friendly, not being creepy. He was like friendly, like, oh, okay. And then I went to the market. I wanted to try the green wine, or Vinho Verde. And it's pretty much white wine, but I think the grapes are a lot younger. And that was pretty good. They hooked me up with extra wine, and that was amazing. That was also my first time trying Brazilian food and Brazilian drinks like caipirinha, and that was amazing. And I don't think anything came wrong in Lisbon or overall. I made a little bit of like mistakes here and there, but it was my first time traveling, and so yeah. What advice can I give you when it comes to hostels? Okay, make sure if you're staying in a hostel, if you're a female, I advise you stay in a female only hostel. Why? Because that was later, once I traveled like to study abroad. Once I stayed at a mixed room at a hostel, and it was a little bit stinky. I'm not saying men stink, but that place was not nice. And it was only two girls, me and another girl, and around, I don't know, we were 8, so 6 guys. And one of them, well, I think he was on his own, but he was just staring at us a little bit like creepy, and just avoid that, if you can. Unless you're going with like, I don't know, friends, if it's not a solo trip, and somebody. But not as a solo female traveler, don't stay in a mixed room. Then I went to Spain. Madrid. I loved that city so much that I ended up studying abroad there about a year and a half later. But Madrid was super nice. I ate paella, that was delicious. I met a lot of people from different parts of the world. That was amazing. I stayed at a hostel that was literally at Plaza del Sol, which is one of the main plazas in Madrid. So I was near everywhere. And something funny that happened is that I didn't know one of my cousins was studying abroad in Madrid. And then I posted something on Instagram, and she DM'd me like, hey girl, like, are you here? And like, yeah, wait, are you? Like, yeah, oh my god. Like, she was studying abroad there. So I ended up meeting up with her, and yeah, we went to get free sangria at some kind of bar that for some reason they were giving free sangria to women. Like, I mean, it happens in Spain, and I don't think it's something like to worry about. So it was really nice. I went to museums. I went to used to see like the touristy things, the main landmarks. Yeah, that was my trip there. I went to the stadium. I bought a hat, sorry, from Real Madrid, but I left it in the metro. So be careful with your belongings. Okay, that reminds me of pickpocketing. I know a lot of people are concerned with pickpocketing and, you know, everywhere you go. And I'm sure it happens everywhere. But I advise you to be careful. What I did that time when I went, it was my first trip like to Europe on my own. I made sure to buy a backpack that is, you know, secure and is not so easy like to open. If I find it, I'll link it down. I bought it on Amazon. I love that backpack. I don't know what happened to it, but I recommend you get that, or some kind of handbag or purse that you can have always like in front of you, and that is not so easy like to open, or for somebody to slide their hand in there. I mean, I never felt like a target there. That was amazing. So do your research about the location. Find good deals. Sorry, my throat is not good right now. Find good deals. Make sure you buy a secure like bag, backpack, whatever you need to take. I will highly recommend to travel with a carry-on only. I don't think you want to struggle like with a big bag and then the carry-on and then whatever personal bag you have. No. I did that when I went to study abroad, well, because I needed, and you know, going from the airport to your place, I mean, it can be a hassle. Well, it was because I took the metro, because it was so easy to take and to get to my destination. Anyways, yeah, take a carry-on. Take essentials, take things that you can mix and match. If you want, I can make a like a pack with me video and show you what I packed to go to Europe. I might not have the same items anymore, but I can have something similar and show you how I packed everything. And yeah, let me see if I can think of anything else. I didn't write anything down, I should have. But okay, well, this is my first video. I'm sure later I might be embarrassed of it and be like, no, I'm deleting it and making another one that is, you know, a little bit more professional. Who knows? But as of now, this is my video, and so thank you so much for watching, and I hope it helps you. And if you have any questions, let me know, write a comment, and I'll do my best to reply. Okay? Thank you.